Hello and good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the season 2 finale of the Nick Files. Can you believe it? Already, we have made it to this final point with season 2 of the show. Incredible. The facts that we've made it. Yeah, it's a little bit sad because, I am going to be ending the show for a while, but man, I gotta say, it's definitely been quite an adventure of since I started season 2 over a year ago. So it's definitely checked out a lot of places, a lot of events and stuff like that. It's been definitely been quite a journey. Because today is the season 2 finale of the show. Uh Obviously, I do not have any presentation, any slideshow ready to be prepared for or to present, because of the exact same reason. So throughout, for the majority of the show, I'm just going to be taking in ideas, what you guys would like to see for season 3 of Nick Files, in the near future. It is going to be a couple months, obviously, before I do bring back the show, because like I said, I definitely need a well-deserved rest, especially the amount of all of the work that I put into these slideshows. That's what makes this really, that's what's been part of making this so successful with all these presentations that I put together. So like I said, I'll be taking in ideas. If you guys have any locations in mind, any type of haunted historical locations or events, or obviously I've been getting into cryptozoology, although I kind of already have the cryptozoology list already created. So I got that, ufology, serial killers, vampires, or anything you guys want to anything you guys can think of. I do want to say, however, though, that I cannot guarantee that I can't put that slideshow together, or if I may have it for season 3, it might even be for season 4. I don't know, because I do have a number of slideshows that I did make a while back that I was going to originally have for season 2, but I knew I was gonna have to push it back for season 3. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to take a look at it. But while I'm waiting for everybody else, while I'm waiting for any ideas, I just want to get to some shout outs. Hello, Irene. Good to see you. What's up, Rita? Hello, Eric. Yeah, it's very exhausting, Irene. There have been times when I've made these slideshows, like even if I'm making like one big one, when it comes to making multiple slideshows, there's literally times I've made like 10 of them in one day. It was not easy at all. And there's been a number of occasions where I could not stop working until like I was done with one particular or a few particular slideshows until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's very exhausting indeed. I'm a cookie vampire. Oh, you know what? That actually reminds me. I actually got to send this to somebody else wanted to. Someone's been asking me to tag them whenever I do the show. So bear with me so while I'm still waiting on ideas, let me send this out quickly. See, oh, wait, hang on a second. Irene just here said, it's my day when everyone is at night. Yeah, that's kind of been the same for me, Irene. You're not the only one. That's kind of been me too. Provided, of course, though, if I don't have work the next morning. Okay, so just got to send this out, and we should be good to go. And like I said, I'm only going to probably be on here for an hour, so I'm probably not going to be on for really that long. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. Nikki, I did receive your messages. I haven't read them yet, but I will right after I'm done with the show. So I haven't forgotten about them, but I did receive them. What's going on, Joe? Good to see you. Okay, so now a few other. You guys, like I was just saying before, I'm taking in ideas for what could be eventually season 3 episodes of Nick Files. So if any of you guys have any ideas for certain locations you want me to present, possibly, for season 3. Feel free to put them in. Okay, copy link. Here we go. Sometimes when I have to try to share this damn thing out, it's not always easy sometimes because sometimes you got to go to the actual link. Oh, wait, let's see here. What do we got here? It was just a yes. You know what? Nikki, I did hear about that on the news earlier today. It was just a message about the Canadian USA border. Wasn't it? I think it was something involving some car accident or something involving 2 cars. It was right on the US Canadian border. I know that. Damn it. All right. It's probably, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was a car explosion. That's what it was. Okay. Thanks, Joe. Damn it. See, again, problem is sometimes when you're sending these links out, it says, watch this live on Facebook when you do this. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. Well, while I'm waiting for everyone to just throw in their ideas, I guess I'll just say some of the ideas that I have in mind that I pretty much wrote in, and I might have said this before on the last episode. When I do eventually bring back season 3, I am going to continue on with the cryptids, which again I already do have a list. Not exactly every single one of them, but a fair amount of fair amount of different cryptids I already have planned. But then once after we get through that part of that show, that's when I'm going to be eventually going back to the haunted and historical locations. So there'll be a couple more episodes for cryptid related episodes for Nick Files. But as far as locations wise, I'm still deciding on them. Like I said, I do have also a few that have already been created over the last several months. And let's see what else. But like I said, over the last number of months, though, too, I have been getting. I can't tell you how many people have been requesting me to talk about certain places to be put on the show. It's been incredible. I mean, I got so many on the list, and I'm always looking for many more because the more locations I get, the longer lasting this show is going to go. So, yes, it's exhausting. It's exhaustive work, but sometimes I'm like, put me to work, tell me of a location that I could eventually have on the show, and I'd be more than happy to present it. So it's, again, it's not that I don't enjoy the work or anything. It's one of those things where it's a lot of work to put together, but at the same time, though, it's totally worth doing because, you're putting something together that's, how can I really say it? That's very meaningful, I guess, for lack of a better term. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. What do we got here? Damn. You got an idea for me or another show? Which, for another show, which exact show would that be, Joe? And what would the idea be? We would have to. Oh, we would. Okay, we would have to make it up then. Okay. Okay. Oh, talk serial killers and death. Well, don't forget, we already kind of have a show like that already with Lois's show. That's why we got the show To the Grave and Back. That was so we had. I remember we had you on for that one episode of Jim Jones. So, which speaking of which, in addition to this show too, I'm also, well, not now To the Grave and Back, but I'm also going to be taking a hiatus from doing the show The Frighteners on Friday, and then just. Last night was my, again, temporary final appearance on Don Show Fear Fan. So I'll be taking 3 shows off as a result of this break. I'll still, however, be doing To the Grave and Back on Thursday and also which is on the same day, and also Supernatural Talk, which Supernatural Talk we won't be having tomorrow night, understandably, because it's Thanksgiving. And but I know Lois will be doing an episode of To the Grave and Back tomorrow afternoon, because obviously in the United Kingdom they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So she and Wayne will take over. Me and Rosie, on the other hand, will not be available that day. So eventually I'm probably going to be, I just don't know exactly when. Eventually I'm probably going to take like a break from doing all the shows I do, since I do like 5 a week. But for now, instead of just doing 5 shows a week, I'm just lowering it down to 2 shows, just to kind of, still keep myself involved in the business, but also more importantly, just to finally have some more downtime, I guess, if that makes sense. So, but yeah. But anyways, yeah, for those who've been watching, I mean, like I said, I haven't got any ideas. I got my phone ready here. Throw some ideas out. So if you guys have, again, locations, historic events, cryptids, like any other type ones I don't know about, feel free. Jeez, I cannot talk today. To throw them in the comments. You're stepping in for what? I'm not entirely sure what you mean, Joe. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Now I understand. Okay, Jeremy on Mark's on Wrestling show in December for a couple. That's great, Joe. I didn't even know about that. I mean, I know about Mark's on Wrestling, but I didn't know you were stepping in for Jeremy on Mark's on Wrestling. That's awesome. That's awesome. Because I know Jeremy, he's going to be taking a temporary break as well. Although for him, understandably, it's for a much bigger medical reason. So I can sure understand why. Let's see, was there anyone else that I happen to somehow miss, or it's really quiet today. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Let's see what we got here. Joe just said something. He got asked last night when internet was out for 16 hours yesterday. Jeez, I didn't even know that the internet was out. Well, yeah. Well, that's nice that he offered that to you, Joe. That's great to hear. Happy for you. I ought to try to make some type of you know what, here, maybe I could try to put this out right now, because I didn't even think of this, but this will give just so I don't always feel like I have to repeat myself on this. I'm gonna try do this. Oh, hang on a second. Said Spectrum had an outage. Really? Okay. Okay, so while I'm still waiting for some of the response, what I'm actually going to do is I just thought of I should have put this together right before I came on to the show, but I'm going to put a banner together just so that way, again, I don't have to feel like I'm always repeating myself like every 5 or 10 minutes, when new viewers come in. So just give me 1 second here while I type this in. Okay, so let's see. Season 3. Okay, so this should work. There we go. Yeah, because again, I just don't want to make it look like I'm always repeating myself. After you say it a number of times, it's like, because I know some of you guys have already been watching right from the start. You'd be like, all right, we've heard this 5-6 times already. Oh, that also reminds me too. I got to get the just in case anyone puts their ideas and ideas down. I'm just gonna have the list all ready to go. So let's see. Yeah, just the amount of locations I've been getting over the last couple of months. It's like I said, it's been absolutely insane. The fact that there are so many people out there that see that, like who have asked me saying, I want you to show this place or talk about this location or whatever. It's been absolutely phenomenal because, that really means to me that the show really has always had a lot of potential presenting, so many of these locations. And it's even hard to say. It's been, oh, wait, we got something here. Eric just brought Alaskan cryptids. Eric, could you be a little more specific exactly what you mean? Because each state does have their own cryptids. I know Alaska, of course, has, well, obviously, because it is part of the Pacific Northwest. I know, of course, Alaska does have they have Bigfoot out there, but I think they got other stuff too. But haven't really been able to look at a lot of the stuff lately of what they got up in Alaska other than Bigfoot. I'm also going to fix something on that. I'm also going to fix something on that banner too. I should have. Oops, hang on one second. Yeah, there was kind of a mistype. There we go. Okay, well, while we're waiting. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Here, you just said something. Had black cats you were talking about, which I already talked about the Phantom Cats before. I think I heard about Pigman 2 and Dogman. Well, I wouldn't be surprised as far as Dogman would be concerned, for Alaska. I mean, that definitely would be a perfect state to have. Would be another perfect state to have Dogman at. As far as Pigman, I don't remember ever hearing anything about that, so I'm gonna have to look that up and see what that's all. I know in Vermont they got the Vermont Pigman, so I heard of that one, but I never heard one for Alaska. Okay, so now Joe just said a lot of unidentified creatures are long forgotten about creatures in Alaska. Well, you kind of do make a good point there, Joe, because I know, for example, what was it? Well, believe it or not, we actually have had someone who's been on the show that I know personally. I've seen that show, The Alaska Triangle, which is definitely probably one of the far more better modern paranormal shows on the Travel Channel. Usually, I'm not too crazy on a lot of the ones that are made today, but Alaska Triangle was really good. The person that I knew personally that was on the show, he was on like 2, 3, 4 episodes, was Mike Ricksecker. And it's always awesome seeing him on every time they show the episodes. But I do recall when on certain episodes of Alaska Triangle that they did do a few episodes involving unidentified creatures in certain parts of the triangle in Alaska. So the fact that there could be a lot of other unidentified creatures we don't know about definitely doesn't surprise me, due to the fact Alaska, of course, is quite a sparsely populated state. So a state like that, and I think in fact it's probably the biggest state out of the entire country for us. So it would certainly be, and I'm not just saying an area, just saying a state overall, it would definitely be the perfect state for an unknown creature to hide in. Alaskan Triangle and Alaskan Monsters is what I was watching. Okay, so I guess there's a separate show that's called Alaskan Monsters. I don't know. Is that what it is? Or hang on a second. Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? For whatever reason, I couldn't remember. Okay, so this was released almost 10 years ago. And yeah, it's been a really long time. I remember this was on Destination America. And I don't know. I guess I just never really had. It's not that I didn't have interest in it, but I think I just didn't have enough time to really watch it because, again, there's just been so many different paranormal and cryptid shows. It's hard to keep up with all of them. So, I mean, maybe I did watch an episode or two, but it's been quite a while. So, but it looks like most of the episodes that I'm seeing, however, are mostly, once again, mostly is Bigfoot related. I don't know. I don't know. It seems that what I'm seeing from the seasons, yeah, it's mostly just uh Bigfoot reports, as well as apparently I'm seeing from the first season the Alaskan tiger. That sounds interesting. The northern giant, which is said to be like a massive bear-like creature. The otter man. That's a new name. um, Saber wolf. Maybe that's basically what Eric I think was talking about. Oh, Alaska Monsters is on Amazon Prime, so it's okay. So there's some new eventual ideas, but the question is if I'm able to find enough information, because there's some shows where they present these cryptids we've never heard of before, and you could barely find any information about them uh, online. So that is always something that you want to have enough information for, especially for my case if I want to present it on the show. Now, Joe just said, I saw something where they were looking for a giant bird. They went to Alaska. Check out stories, and they talk about that flying bird from dinosaurs. How it could still exist. You are probably talking about. See, at first when you said that, Joe, I was actually thinking the legendary Thunderbird, and I'm not talking about just the Thunderbird of Native American lore. I mean the actual cryptid of Thunderbirds, which, believe it or not, even though I didn't present it for season 2, Thunderbirds have actually been spotted quite a number of times throughout the states of Illinois and Wisconsin, respectively, especially for whatever reason. It's always been the same era, especially back in the 70s. But now, as far as today, I believe from 2007 onwards, most of these giant bird sightings usually are reported down in the southwestern United, mainly in the southwestern United States, like New Mexico and Texas. But that's so I was thinking that, but now after reading this, I think what you're trying to refer to, the flying bird from the dinosaurs, probably most likely pterosaurs, which includes like pterodactyls. So there's always been this theory too of pterosaurs could still somehow exist even in this day and age, because I did remember an episode of Paranormal Caught on Camera where I guess someone claimed they captured video of a flying pterosaur. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. The same thing too with Alaska. Oh, you saw something like that, the Thunderbird here in Madison. Really? That might be Joe, you and I are gonna have to talk about that at some point. I'd like to hear that story. Which is kind of ironic too, because the fact that you saw a Thunderbird like creature up in Madison, you know, a couple of years back, and still kind of going on to the state here in Chicago, we've had the Chicago Mothman, or the Chicago Phantom as it's been known over here. So maybe you've seen the same thing. I don't know, but it's kind of ironic that you just brought that up. Let's see what else we got here. I don't want to just sit here and be like completely quiet. One of these days, I got to try to get like some type of. I wonder if StreamYard can allow you to do this. Oh, I guess you can. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say one of these days I got to try to get like some type of background music or something just to keep things going because I don't want to make everything so quiet. All right. Who else we got? Who else? I see we got a few more viewers that just came in. Who else had just joined? Come on, we need some ideas for season 3. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, good afternoon, Bev. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Really appreciate it. All right, so let's see who else. You know what? I think one of those viewers that just joined in, because I know she always watches all the time, and I'm betting Natalie. One of them is Natalie. Oh, thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. I hope you have a nice Thanksgiving as well. Oh, and speaking of which, yep, there she is. I knew she had him in one of the viewers. What's going on, Joanne? Good to see you. I was just talking about, just certain ideas that you guys want to see for future episodes of Nick Files. So if you guys have any ideas or requests for locations, historic events, whatever involving the subject, feel free to put them in because I'm always looking for new ideas. I already have a whole bunch of them, but I'm always looking for more. I can't guarantee I can't fully guarantee that I may be able to do it, but as long as you throw in the ideas, that's always something that I could always put on the list. So it really does, the more the merrier. All right, Joe just said, wish I could help with ideas, but I got a bunch of my own for our own show, which we just started. That's no problem, Joe. You got a lot on your plate right now, so do I. So I totally get it. On cue. Yep, you are absolutely right, Natalie. But like I said, Joe, if you got locations that you want to just throw into the comments, just feel free to do that. Okay, so with our new time, Black Friday, and being part of Things Network, that's right. Yes. Just so you guys know, with Joe's show, he's going to be starting tonight. Yeah, I keep, for whatever reason, I keep thinking today's Thursday. I know it's Wednesday. What the hell? For those of you who are interested, Joe will be starting his show on our network this upcoming Friday night on the Insane Asylum. Thank you, Joe. And remind me, Joe, what time were you going to be doing your show, the Insane Asylum at? Good evening, Yvonne. Good to see you. $5 p.m. CST. Okay, so Joe will be starting a show, Insane Asylum, on our network at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Black Friday. So you guys got nothing to do on Friday, definitely feel free to tune in. It's great. It's definitely great to finally have them on our network. So it's gonna be a good show. I can't wait for it. And yes, thank you, Yvonne. Very much appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Yeah, already got. Can't really. Oh wait, it must be an emoji, I think, or something that she must have sent. So I can't. Unfortunately, I can't see it, Yvonne. Thank you, Joe. Very much appreciate it. We need some UK locations. Natalie, if you got any, put them in. Put them into the comments. As soon as you put your locations down, I'll write them down immediately. Although it should be noted, however, I have done a few locations out in the UK. Originally, I was going to do this, but because again, I had so many requests, and ideas for season 2, I wasn't able to do this as I was originally planning to. The original season 2 finale of Nick Files was going to be a location in the UK, and I'm sure it's a location that a lot of you guys over there know all too well. I know it's been on a lot of the paranormal shows, and it's what is it? It's located, I believe, in Northumbria. It's like about 20 miles from the England Scottish border, and that place I was originally gonna feature as the season finale was Chillingham Castle, which I'm way too familiar with. It's been a while since I've done the research, but I know that place all too well. But I already have that though on the list. So I just haven't been able to really get to work on making a presentation for that one. But although worst case scenario, I could always make that as the final episode for season 3. Okay, is it Pendle or Chillingham? Yeah, from what I've heard, it's a very active location. See, the first time I ever learned anything about Chillingham Castle when it was on Scariest Places on Earth. It was like on segments first 5 episodes, and then they finally had like a full episode. Like it was like 4 or 5 segments of like all the development, I guess. It's kind of hard to say. But then the last and final episode was where they sent it was a family, I recall, and they spent the entire night at Chillingham, and then they did it again a second time, like two or 3 seasons later with a different family. I know it's also been on a few other shows though over the years, so I don't know exactly which is the most recent, but yeah, Scariest Places on Earth was the first I learned about Chillingham. Oh, that reminds me of something else. Since I'm still waiting on response, while I still wait, there actually is something that I need to check out because they actually might represent a very, yeah, it is. Okay, so, oh wait, let's see what we got here. Okay, Joe just wrote something. Okay, the truth about Amityville, the really real story, not the BS stuff that became the books and movies. Joe, I actually already did an episode, actually a 3-part episode of the Amityville Horror, and what I actually did with that presentation, it is true, I did it as the way like the movies in the books told, but then it was interesting. It was like part 1, we were focusing on the DeFeo family, their lives, and who they were prior to their murder. Then part 2, we were focusing on the Lutz family. And like I said, I was kind of telling you exactly the way how the book and movies went. And then part 3, we finally were getting down to the truth of what really happened in Amityville. It was actually considered one of the best presentations I ever put together. So it was yeah, they were. If you go back and look at some of my previous episodes, Joe, I kind of literally explained it from like start to finish. I mean, it was probably the most organized, descriptive way of how I spoke about Amityville, because the Amityville Horror, no doubt, was really my very first paranormal case I ever studied at a very young age. Because when I started getting involved with this was during around the time when the remake came out. And not long after that was when I watched the original trailer. I mean, it's going to be the original trilogy of the Amityville films. But anyways, before I get more into that, let's because I'm starting to see some ideas. Okay, so Natalie just wrote down Edinburgh Vaults, Tower of London, Cannock Chase near me has a lot of paranormal things. Okay, let me see. Wait, did I already write those ones down or hang on? It's got Need to make sure. Okay, turned out I already got Edinburgh Vaults down, but I haven't done an episode yet, so I'll still say that's another good that's an idea, Natalie. So there's that. The Tower of London. Let me just make sure I got. Oh my god, that one's written down. Oh my god, that was originally written down from when I was getting the season 2 ideas. Okay, so Yvonne just okay. Well, either way, I got the ideas on the list, Natalie. So those 2 are going to count. Oh, Chillingham. It's got a lot of torture stuff, and that's what I've heard. I heard they still have a lot of the torture devices in there. Good evening, Annette. All right, Joe just wrote the Ronnie DeFeo story was more scary about that. Well, I mean, I can understand why. I mean, he killed his entire family. The Paris catacombs. That would be a good idea too. Let's see. I'm betting I already have that written down, don't I? But I'll check just in case. Do I have that written down already, or? Well, I guess yeah, I guess I do. But they, like I said, they still haven't been written, so I'll still count it in. See what else beats me to it. Well, if you got more ideas, like I said, send in as many as you can, Natalie. Sorry if you hear all the noise in the background. We're of course getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow night, so there's going to be kind of a little bit of noise racket upstairs. Hello, Pam. I don't know if I've ever seen her before. She looks like a new viewer, unless maybe she's seen some of the other shows. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think I'm only going to be on for just another 20 minutes, and then after that, I think I'm going to call it then. So, again, if you guys got ideas, like you guys want to throw in your ideas or requests for locations for season 3, there's still. Oh, you are new. Okay, that's awesome, Pam. Welcome. Good to see you here. It's too bad this is the final episode of my show, but however, we got plenty of other paranormal shows here on Things Network. So we always appreciate new viewers. So welcome. Oh, wait. Okay, here's a new one. The Galleries of Justice in Nottingham have a lot of history. Okay, now that name sounds brand new. So I do not have that location down. So what I'm going to do right now is now I can finally write one down. So I got that one already. Thank you, Natalie. Galleries of Justice in Nottingham. I'm surprised I haven't heard of that place. Okay, so it looks like Joe just wrote another one down. Location I would like to check out is the Ma Barker house. If I may ask, Joe, where exactly is that located? Oh, it's down in Florida. Okay. Just out of curiosity, because anytime I come across new locations, I always like to do a quick search on exactly just to get an idea of what these places are. So what we'll do is we'll look up Galleries of Justice. Oh, actually, it's called National Justice Museum. Oh, wait, well, it was formerly known as the Galleries of Justice. Now it's called the National Justice Museum. See, interesting. It says it was I get it. I was going to say it was established in 1995, but the building looks far more older than that. So surprising it doesn't show the build date. And then the Ma Barker house. Let's see, he said it's down in Florida. Bradford Ma Barker house. Oh, didn't even have to search far to see that there's already like websites about it being haunted. Interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. Okay, Natalie just wrote it's a really old Georgian prison. Okay. That makes a whole lot of sense. You know, it did kind of have a prison look to it when I first saw when I first saw the picture of it. Site of the famous shootout between cops and Ma Barker and her gang plus Dillinger, I think. That's kind of surprising. I never heard of Dillinger. I don't think Dillinger ever went down to Florida, didn't he? Because he was actually killed here in Chicago. You know what? This actually reminds me of a video that I've done this before, but I think it would be necessary to kind of present. It's actually it's a video of some locations I have presented over the years, but just haven't really got to the just haven't really been able to get to these locations either. But I thought it's kind of worth showing you guys anyway. So let's see here if I could find the video to begin with. For whatever reason, every time I try finding this, I'm always having like a hell of a time just searching for just it was a top 10 video. So let's see. Oh wait, I think I know what must have happened. Here we go. Okay, let's short it down. Okay, I thought it was gonna work that way, but I guess not. But okay. Well, for some reason I can't find it now, so maybe at the very last minute before I call this off, I end this, I'll try to find it then because I have no idea where the hell it is, and for some reason it's just not showing up. But I know it's somewhere around here on YouTube. So yeah, it is what it is. We only got 2 locations so far, guys. We need it. Definitely would like to get a few more before I end this. We're already down to 12 minutes already. Anyone else? I'm sure there's a lot of other places out there that I've yet to have learned about and would love to have on the show eventually. Oh, we got something. Okay. Rendlesham Forest, if I'm into UFOs. That sounds perfectly fine, Yvonne. I'll write that one down. I don't have that one. And I'm actually looking to eventually do some episodes involving UFOs and extraterrestrials. So that's perfectly fine. It's got it written down. All right. Let's see. You got Leap Castle in Ireland. Wow. I think yeah, you know what? As I was writing down this place, I was looking at the previous, right on top of it was all the ideas I got originally for season 2, and Leap Castle's on that list. So literally just right on top of what I got. But no, I haven't done an episode yet on Leap Castle. So again, I kind of beat you to it on that one. Do you like a series on abandoned insane asylums? That's another good idea, actually. I'm gonna have to see if did I already write some down before? I guess I don't think I did. That would be awesome though. I don't even remember if I even did. I don't even remember if I did. Did I ever do any? I don't know if I ever did one on any insane asylums yet. Oh, here's that video I was looking for. Okay, you give up. Oh, come on, Natalie. Sure, there's got to be some other places. Okay, well, I found. All right, I think I found the video I was looking for. Like I said, it's top 10 scariest places on Earth. It's not actually from the show itself. It's just, unfortunately, the guy who made this video, he didn't really put the information up. He didn't keep the information up long enough for people to read it. So it is kind of a creepy video, but you know, there are gonna be times I'm gonna have to pause it because unfortunately, again, whoever made this video didn't do such a good job really you know, keeping the information up. So let's see here. Let me share the screen just to show something for you guys while we're still waiting on ideas. Now, hang on a second, because I want to make sure while I'm doing this that you guys could actually hear the music, whatnot. So I got you guys on the comments. Let me know if you guys could hear anything on this. All right, here we go. Should be noise right now. Do you guys hear anything? Just want to pause just before we get started. You guys hear anything? You know, I have to go back. Okay, you guys do hear it. All right. I just need to make sure before we continue on. All right, here we go. The 10 scariest places on Earth. Number 10, Riddle House, Palm Beach County in Florida. Again, I'm going to have to pause this a few times because, again, they put the information disappears very quickly. The inhabitants who worked at the cemetery across the street all died or disappeared without explanation. When the house was moved to Yesteryear Village, it became one of the most haunted places on Earth. Number 9, Helltown, Ohio. So I do have a presentation created. I just haven't done an episode yet on it. If you get stuck at the Stanford Road for too long, you might meet the endless parade of freaks, Satanists, Ku Klux Klan members, an abnormally large snake, an escaped mental patient, and mutants march in this parade. And now this place, Jeremy and I were actually not far from Stoll Cemetery in Stoll, Kansas. So rumors exist stating that Stoll Cemetery is one of the 7 gateways to hell. Places holy, in fact, that some claim Pope John Paul II refused to fly over eastern Kansas. Oh, and this is a place we all know all too well, and I've also been to, and I covered earlier this year, the Ridges Asylum, Athens, Ohio. A patient who was missing for 6 weeks had taken off all of her clothes, folded them, and laid down on the cold concrete where she subsequently died. Since then, the town of Athens has become the 13th most haunted town in the world. Number 6, Humberstone, Lenoria, Chile. The dead of the Lanoria Cemetery rise at night and walk around the town, and ghostly images frequently show up in photographs in Humberstone. These towns are so terrifying, the residents of nearby Iowa refuse to enter them. Up, Joe, you were talking about abandoned asylum. Here's Byberry Mental Asylum, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The most terrifying is not the hauntings and unsavory characters that lurk after dark. It's the way they treated people. The patients weren't allowed to wear clothes, and the people who worked there often killed patients. Up, Natalie, you were just talking about this one. Leap Castle, Ireland. The castle is rumored to be haunted by a vast number of spirits, including a violent hunched beast only known as the Elemental. During the restoration, they found this obelisk that contained 3 cartloads of human remains and was filled with spikes to impale those thrown into its depths. Shades of Death Row, number 3, New Jersey. Now, this is often called the most haunted road in the world because of the paranormal sightings. In the 1990s, someone took random Polaroid photos here, which showed strange images, including blurred women, strange objects, and changing skies. During the police investigation, however, these pictures suddenly disappeared. Number 2, the Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum, Cambodia. The ghosts of the estimated 17,000 victims of Tuol Sleng. Oops, hang on a second. Went a little bit too fast. Ghosts of the estimated 17,000 victims of Tuol Sleng continue to roam the halls. Only 12 people survived the cruel tortures that happened in Tuol Sleng. The rest never left that place. And finally, number 1, and you brought this up too, Natalie, Catacombs of Paris, France. As far as legends go, ancient cults and creatures patrol the depths. Spirits dwell within the infinite shadows, and if one wanders deep enough and survives, they may even enter Hades itself. Human bones litter the tunnels due to overcrowding in many of Paris's cemeteries. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Sorry I had to keep pausing, but again, it was just the information was going just way too fast when it was showing up. Okay, so Joe just wrote down the Winchester Mystery House. Okay. Let's see, did I already write that one down, or just want to make sure? Nope, I haven't written that one yet. So Winchester Mystery House goes. And then Natalie just brought up another. Hang on. All right, and then Natalie just wrote the Drakelow tunnels near Kidderminster, if I'm saying that correctly. Okay. I don't think I. Nope, don't got that. Don't have that one either. So here we go. All right, I know I said I was going to end at 5:30, but now seeing that some ideas are starting to come up, I'll give it a few more minutes. So, you guys want to throw in any last minute ideas? This is your opportunity right now. So far, we got 5 of them. Tutbury Castle. I don't believe, never heard of that one. I don't believe I got that one, Natalie. So here we go. That's another one. Okay, now Joe just said that Paris catacombs. No way I would go into that place. Well, I think most people wouldn't. It's definitely not a place to go to, especially if you're claustrophobic. That I could certainly promise you. If given the chance, if I ever got to go to the Paris catacombs, I think I would only want to stick in the legalized area where they did actually open it up publicly. Like, I think it's like about a mile area of the catacombs that you could explore. The rest is completely sealed off to the public. You cannot get into any other part of the See, they're actually really called the tunnels of Paris more than anything else. But because of its association with the museum part, and especially with all the bones that are still like found in these tunnels, the entire subterranean area is often referred to as the catacombs. And the people that go into the ones like to the unauthorized areas, they're often referred to as cataphiles. So, which are literally, urban explorers, people who investigate the catacombs, the unauthorized areas. Bad juju. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I could, if I wanted to, I know so much about the catacombs. I mean, I could talk to you guys about it for hours on end, but of course there's no way. But like I said, that probably will eventually become an episode in the near future. So there's a lot of history involving the Paris catacombs. It's actually funny. Did you guys, if that's a place you definitely would not want to go to, Joe, you should watch that again. It was featured on Scariest Places on Earth, one of the very few shows at that time where these guys actually went into one of the unauthorized areas of the catacombs where there was actually a lost videotape, or excuse me, lost video camera that was found, which contained mysterious footage of a cataphile exploring the catacombs. And whatever happened to the guy who filmed it, nobody knows. They don't even know exactly who the cameraman was. So it was creepy to know. That might actually be something I may have to feature in the eventual episode of Nick Files involving the catacombs, because there's, for some reason, I don't know exactly what the whole case is, that footage itself is not available. The only way you're going to ever be able to see that footage is it would have to be on the Scariest Places on Earth episode, because for whatever reason they never have released the full footage publicly. And it's even gotten some speculation of like, is this actually real footage? Because it hasn't appeared on like any other shows, or hasn't been like featured on the news or anything like that. It was just on that Scariest Places on Earth episode. But again, maybe it has been featured in other stuff that I just don't know about. But it's still mysterious footage. There's still kind of controversy to know if this is like, actual footage of someone who disappeared into the catacombs. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're almost to an hour, so I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 more minutes. I'll give it 2-3 more minutes before I call this, before I end this. So again, if you guys, I can see there's a number of viewers obviously like watching. So come on, you guys gotta have some ideas. You guys gotta have some ideas that you guys want me to put up for future episodes. Okay, so Joe's like, Hollywood likes the rating for those shows. Yeah, you're probably right on that. I'm surprised actually when Irene and Nikki were on earlier, they didn't throw any ideas like for their respective countries for Japan and Australia. That would have been awesome to have additional locations from other parts around the world. All right, 2 minutes, guys, before we end things. Oh, all right, we just got some more from Natalie. Okay, Darby Gowell Shrewsbury Prison, Highgate Cemetery in London. Okay. Shrewsbury Prison. You know, that does remind me of a location I did add not too long ago, Natalie. That also involves a prison here, but it's in the state of Texas. So I'll bring it up in just a minute, in just a second, as soon as I put these locations up. Okay, so Joe just wrote, "Don't think of overseas because I would never go there." Yeah, if I can't drive there, I'm not going. Yeah, well, I can see why. But yeah, one idea that I had in mind of a future location to feature on the show, since you brought up about a prison, Natalie, it's like I said, there's a notorious prison down in the state of Texas, and it is a historic prison. However, to this day, this prison is still in operation, so it's not like a place that you could actually go visit or investigate. There is a prison museum not too far from it, but the actual prison itself you can't go into. There's only two ways that you can get into that prison, and either if you've been sentenced and you're incarcerated there, or if you're working there as a guard or a staff member. And that prison is Huntsville Unit down in Huntsville, Texas, which is like southeastern Texas. And that was originally built in it opened in 1849. It is the oldest state prison in the state of Texas. But what makes it notorious is not just its history of being the oldest prison operating prison in the state of Texas. Believe it or not, it actually has the most active execution chamber, not just only in the state of Texas, but in the entire country. Because obviously Texas is really big on the death penalty. And what better place to have, the most active execution chamber than obviously in one of those prisons, in this case, Huntsville Unit. So they've executed people in that prison itself more than any other prison throughout the United States. And when you have that many executions at a prison like that, and especially with so much history involving this prison, there's no doubt in my mind that that's got to be a very active haunted prison. So that's actually something that I thought was really fascinating, in spite of it being controversial, because to this day, Huntsville Unit, as well as some of the Huntsville Unit, is always, there's always a lot of controversy there, because obviously you got a lot of abolitionists, people who are against the death penalty, who do all these, strikes and stuff to end capital punishment in Texas. That's still something that goes on down there to this day, but the executions continue. So there's really only a few websites I ever came across where they actually talk about some of the ghost stories involving this prison. But it was such a fascinating place that I thought it would be appropriate to talk about Huntsville Unit. But like I said, unless it ever does close down, which I doubt it will, it's definitely got to be a very active place, but I'm afraid that is not a place that you're going to be able to investigate. It's the imagine amount of work that they would have to put in and take all the inmates out. It would just be nuts. Okay, so Joe just wrote, when I think of Texas, I think of Waco and what happened. Yeah. There was a lot of things that happened in Waco. Okay, so Natalie just brought two more up: Epping Forest and Sherwood Forest. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on. I'm getting like hiccups or something. Okay, so we'll add those ones too. We're making progress here. Oh, and also, one final word of note just before we call things off. Although this is, wait a minute, hang on. Okay, so Joe just the branch David is that supposed to be Davidson, Joe, or is that the actual name of it? Just before I write it down. David Din, or is it Davidson? All right. Well, while I'm waiting on that final idea, what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. It's been a hell of a long day for me today, so I haven't really been able to think too much lately. So what was it that I was oh yes. So okay, now it just came back. So although like obviously like I said this is going to be the final episode, I do have one final slideshow that I am presenting. I actually did present part one of it last week. Oh, Branch Date. Okay, David Dion. Okay. All righty. Well, it's not much, but we got quite a list now of places that hopefully. Oh, wait. Sarah Lee. Cannock Chase. Black Eyed Kids. Yes, that's a new one. Yeah, I forgot. Natalie wrote that down earlier. Yeah, Cannock Chase. All righty. Yeah, like I said. Oh, wait. Oh my God. Now, geez, now they're coming at me. The Ancient Ram Inn. All righty. Here we go. All right, now what did Joe just write down? The Siege left. Oh, that's okay. I think she's talking about the Branch Davidian. The Siege left 75 people, including children, dead. Wow. It's certainly a sad story to hear already. Okay, well, like I said, as I'm about to wrap things up, like I said, I do have one final slideshow that I am presenting, but it's not going to be on Nick Files. It's going to be onto the Gravenback. I did present part one of it last week. Obviously, again, because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, I won't be able to present part two. But we are going to, next week, I'll be continuing on with part two of Hurricane Mitch for the 25th anniversary that devastated parts of Central America. But in spite of the similarities, again, this will not be a Nick Files episode. It will be on to the Gravenback. But it's certainly probably one of my hardest and probably best works I've done on a slideshow. So, honestly, that's the only announcement I really have. Like I said, I know they're doing a show tomorrow, but like I said, me and Rosie will not be part of that show. And again, I will not be on Frighteners either on Fridays. So I don't know. I think that's pretty much it, guys. There is not really much else for me to really. Again, I wasn't really going to try to start a lot of conversation for today. For tonight, I was hoping I'm glad I got a whole bunch of ideas. Although I was last year when I did the season one finale, it was going to be just, I definitely received a lot more ideas, but I definitely have enough. Definitely will have to see if I could put time in, but either way, I can't believe it's already to the end of season two. My God, guys. So it's at this point where I think I could finally take this well-deserved rest. And I just want to say just before I get off, because even though I don't really end until 6 o'clock because I'm ending things early, I definitely would like to thank everybody who has tuned into the show. Oh, wait a minute. Jeez. Just before I was about to give my goodbye and thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Would be the landing place of Dracula. Okay. I have to see what that place is all about. But anyways, yeah. Like I said, though, I mean, okay, hopefully that's all the locations. Like instead of being thrown right at the last minute, but I just want to say again, I know I say this all the time, but this time I really do. I mean, I really want to say this literally from the bottom of my heart. I just want to say thank you all so much for everybody who's tuned in, whether you are watching right now or whether you're not, or whether you were here earlier and have left. Either way, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in for season two of Nick Files. You guys have this really has meant a lot to me, especially the amount of work, the fact that I put all these presentations together for you guys, and the fact that you guys have always enjoyed them. It's I mean, it's honestly, and the reactions I've gotten from it for you guys to enjoy the show, it's truly something that I've never seen. And I'm seriously impressed by it. So that basically tells me immediately that I definitely got my work's worth out of this. And I'm definitely looking to do this again for season 3. I don't know exactly when I will be doing season 3 because I am going to be taking a couple months off. Because, like I said, I've been working on this kind of stuff for several months. I definitely need a few months off myself. So again, this really means a lot. If there are any particular now, this doesn't mean at all if any of you guys happen to have some kind of upcoming investigation and you would like for me to review a location, talk about it prior to your investigation, I'm still willing to do that. It's you know, to me, it's just as important as the investigation itself. So sorry, the connection was going a little bit slow. I don't know what that was all about. But anyways, it's just as important that it, you know, then all I mean, it's just as important as the investigation. So, and that's also different when I take in some of these requests prior to what I like to call basically the investigation slideshows. So those are a little bit different because understandably, unlike in this case with the seasons where I'm always having an episode almost every week, these investigation slideshows, that's just a once in a while thing. So if you guys would like to tell me about a location, request a location you'd like me to present before your investigation, my chat's always open. Feel free to message any locations that you guys are planning to investigate. So, but like I said, thank you guys so much for everything. This really means a lot. I really have enjoyed doing this show. Yes, thank you, Natalie. I definitely will have a great rest. Always very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sarah, happy holidays. And yes, and that's the thing. That's the other thing too. I just want to say, I know some of what I'm about to bring up is early, but it's better to say it now than a lot later. For everybody, you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. And I know I'm saying this early too. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate it. Happy New Year. Because again, it's going to be a while. So thank you all so much. I can't thank you guys enough. And that's pretty much it. That's all I can really say. So you guys take it easy. Thank you all so much again for your support. And I'll see you guys again real soon, probably sometime next year. You guys have a wonderful holiday season. And thank you all so much once again. You guys have a great night. Goodbye, everyone.